Hello, today I will tell you about the geographic history of Indonesia. Destination Indonesia. The largest archipelago in the world is situated in maritime Southeast Asia, between the Indian Ocean and South China Sea. It is bordered by the Malaysia, Papua New Guinea, and the Timor-Leste on the islands of Timor. Indonesia shares maritime borders with Australia, India, Palau, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. The country consists of a number of islands between 13,000 and more than 17,000, depending on what you define as an island. Largest islands are Sumatra, Java with more than half of the country's population, Borneo, known as Kalimantan in Indonesia, Sulawesi, and New Guinea. Most of larger islands are mountainous, with the peaks offering between 3,000 and 3,800 meters. The whole country lies in the southwestern arm of the Ring of Fire, an arc of volcanic activities, ocean trenches, fault lines, and plate movements. The islands of Indonesia are prone in the earthquakes and even tsunami. Indonesia is supposed to be a country with the most volcanoes in the world. With an area of 1,904,569 square kilometers and a population of 258 million people, making Indonesia the largest and most populous country situated only on island. The combined area of the archipelago is slightly smaller than Mexico, or more than 5 times the size of Germany. Indonesia's capital and largest city is Jakarta, on the island of Java. Other major cities: Bandung, Medan, Surabaya. Official language is Indonesian. Spread across a chain of thousands of islands between Asia and Australia, Indonesia has the world's largest Muslim population and Southeast Asia's biggest economy. Ethnically, it is highly diverse, with more than 3,000 local languages. The people range from rural hunter-gatherers to the modern urban elite. Sophisticated kingdoms existed before the arrival of the Dutch, who colonized the archipelago but gave in to an independence struggle in 1949. Indonesia has become one of the world's major emerging economies, but faces demands for independence in several provinces and increasing attacks by Islamist armed groups. Some key dates on Indonesian history: 1670 to 1900. Dutch colonies bring the whole of Indonesia under one government as the Dutch East Indies. 1942. Japan occupies Dutch East Indies. On August 17, 1945, Sukarno Muhammad Hatta proclaims the Independent Republic of Indonesia, with Sukarno as the president and Hatta as the vice president. Allied forces, mostly British and British Indian troops, did not arrive until 6 weeks later, by which time the Republic had begun to establish itself and nationalist pride had burgeoned. The period October to December 1945 was filled with a violent conflict in which Indonesia made it clear they would defend their independence with their lifeblood, forcing the Dutch to negotiate with the Republic for an end to hostilities. The British withdrew in late 1946. The Republic subsequently survived 2 Dutch police action and internal communist rebellion, and on December 27, 1949, the Hague formally recognized the sovereignty of the Federation Republic of the United States of Indonesia, which a year later was formed into a Unitary Republic of Indonesia. General Suharto was the second president of Indonesia, holding the office from 1967 to 1998. On March 11, 1966, power was transferred from the seriously ill Sukarno to a high-ranking army officer. Suharto, the PKI, was formally banned the following day. Suharto became the acting president on March 12, 1967, and the New Order era began. 1976, Indonesia invades East Timor and incorporates it as a province. 1998, protest and revolting topple Suharto. 1999, East Timor comes under UN administration. In 1999, following Indonesia's first freely contested parliamentary election since 1955, Abdurrahman Wahid, well known as a both progressive intellectual and as the leader of Indonesia's largest Muslim organization, became president. His quickly and often compromising leadership style and questions about both his competency and about his health brought him increasing opposition and eventually serious threats of impeachment. He was dismissed from office in July 2001 in favor of Megawati Sukarnoputri, his vice president and head of the Indonesian Democratic Party of Struggle. Megawati Sukarno's eldest daughter was decisively defeated in the September 2004 presidential runoff election by the Democratic Party candidate, retired Army General Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. Yudhoyono was sworn in as president in October 2004. 2004 first ever direct presidential election. Some facts: Republic of Indonesia. Capital city: Jakarta. Population: 261 million. Area: 1.9 million square kilometers. Major languages: Indonesian. 3,000 regional languages. Major religions: Islam. Life expectancy: 67 years men and 71 years women. Currency: rupiah. ISO country code ID. Actual time: day of week and day of month. Local time: UTC +7 hours to +9 hours. Country calling code +62. Bye! Be sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell. My next video will be about the geohistory of India.